The Kellogg-Warden House, also known as the Warden's House Museum, is a historic landmark with a serene exterior that hides terrifying mysteries. It is a house that not only preserves history but also imprisons souls that cannot pass on. This towering stone house in Stillwater, Minnesota, was once the residence of 13 wardens, situated right next to a notorious prison. The paranormal phenomena here are so rampant and suffocating that night watchmen at this museum are terrified every time a sound rings out. The story begins in 1853. Minnesota was still a rugged territory, and the need for a secure prison was urgent. The Minnesota Territorial Prison was built in Stillwater, and right next to it was a stone house for the warden. For over 60 years, this house witnessed the coming and going of 13 wardens and their families. They lived in comfort, but were always surrounded by the cold prison walls and dangerous inmates. In 1914, the old prison closed, and operations moved to a modern facility, but the warden's house remained. In 1941, it was sold to the Washington County Historical Society and became a museum. But it seems not all the former residents have left. The most famous spirit here is a woman who often appears in the master bedroom. She is not a scary ghost, but an image of suffering. Visitors and staff frequently see a woman clutching her stomach, writhing as if enduring severe pain. Some believe it is Trudy Wolfer, the daughter of the last warden to live here, Henry Wolfer. Trudy was a young mother. She moved back in with her father after her husband passed away, but tragedy struck again. She died of appendicitis shortly after giving birth to her son. The physical pain of appendicitis and the emotional pain of leaving her infant child seemed to have bound her spirit to this room forever. Another chilling detail related to Trudy is the baby cradle on the second floor. Museum staff say this cradle frequently rocks on its own, as if an invisible hand is lulling a baby to sleep. Perhaps Trudy is still trying to care for her little one from the other side. This house is noisy in its own way. Visitors often hear an old telephone ringing. But the problem is, the display phones in the museum have been disconnected for a long time. No one can call in. Yet the ringing continues, shrill and ghostly. In the basement, where the coal furnace used to be, people hear the scraping of a coal shovel and the sound of coal being poured into the furnace, even though it has been cold for decades. Who is working down there? A prisoner sentenced to hard labor, or a dedicated stoker who doesn't know he has passed on? Not only the inside of the house, but the grounds outside are also haunted. The old carriage house and stable area is where the shadow of a man is often seen walking. Local legend tells of a prisoner named Jack. He was assigned to care for the warden's horses and loved this job so much he considered it his freedom. When his sentence was up, Jack didn't want to leave. He deliberately threw a brick through a jewelry store window just to be arrested again and return to work at the stable. It seems even passing on couldn't stop Jack from continuing his favorite job. He is still there, caring for ghostly horses that only he can see. Museum staff are the ones who endure the most. They frequently see objects moving. An item displayed in one spot today will be in another tomorrow. Lights turn on and off. Doors open and close. During flashlight tours in October, many visitors have captured orbs of light or felt unusual cold spots passing through them. The warden's house today is an important historical site, preserving memories of a harsh era in the American prison system. But it is also a house of lost souls, a mother in pain, a prisoner who loved his work, and echoes from the past that refuse to sleep. If you ever find yourself in Stillwater, visit the Warden's House Museum. But be careful when entering the master bedroom, and don't be startled if you hear a phone ringing. It might be a call from the past, waiting for you to answer. Thank you for listening to the story of the Warden's House. What do you think about Trudy's motherly love and the prisoner's strange attachment to his job? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I have many more stories waiting to be told to you.